In the late 1600s, Japan, a lady named Mariko, was renowned throughout Edo for her beauty, rivaling the moonlight on cherry blossoms. It is said that her beauty captured the eyes of every man who gazed upon her, a face so perfect it silenced rooms and stirred hearts without a word. They whispered her name with longing, until one night, that beauty was taken from her. Living in the Gifu prefecture, Mariko is married to a proud samurai, and her life was gilded with admiration until whispers of infidelity reached her husband's ears. A proud samurai, bound by honor and poisoned by jealousy, he confronted her in silence. No trial, no plea, only rage. But before we traverse this twisted path where the inescapable hunger of the Kuchisake-Onna reawakens, hit like and subscribe for more horror and chilling tales. Your support fuels this nightmare. One misty night, beneath the crimson lanterns of their courtyard, he confronted her. His voice trembled with fury and grief as he demanded the truth. In a jealous rage, he drew his blade and with a single terrible stroke, carved a scar from ear to ear, disfiguring the very face he once adored. Whispering in a deep voice through clenched teeth,
"Who will think you beautiful now?"
He spat as her blood stained the floor and her screams faded into legend. Mariko, once a woman with a smile hidden behind quiet grace, collapsed, her world spinning in pain as her life ebbed. She questioned the price she paid for loyalty, questioning the gods. But death did not silence her. It gave her purpose. It gave her reasons. As she vowed vengeance on the world that prized her face above her heart, her spirit, twisted by betrayal, could not rest. And Mariko is out for revenge. Years passed, a legend was born. On wind-whispered nights, Mariko, a Kuchisake-Onna, stalks the dark, misty, empty streets of Japan. Dressed in pure white, her face hidden, she glides toward lone travelers. In a soft, hollow voice, she will ask, "Am I beautiful?" A sinister laugh echoes throughout the night. It is said that no man has ever overcome her charms. Should he answer with yes, she reveals her jagged, wounded smile, terrifying to the beholder, that strikes terror and demise. Legend says that her voice is alluring and unmatched in this world, that any mortal man hears cannot resist the temptation to say yes before an unspeakable horror happens to them. Thus so, Mariko's sorrow and rage echo through the centuries. An eternal warning that beauty, when twisted by envy and violence, becomes the greatest curse of all. Yoshi, 38 and single, was desperate for love. He swiped right on midnight's glow, hoping for a spark. She matched Mariko, 28, a quiet beauty, her messages brief, her profile picture veiled in shadow. Days passed as they exchanged numbers, and Yoshi, who couldn't stand the thought of being alone, felt the courage to say, "You are beautiful," and asked if they should meet. After a brief pause in their conversation, Miyoko surprisingly agreed, but the condition was that they meet only after sunset. Their first night together was perfect, laughter over lantern-lit streets and soft confessions in moonlit parks. Yet being close but feeling far apart, Yoshi could not remember how she looked and was persuaded to want to meet her again and again. One night, in his confident state, Yoshi said, "You are beautiful." Miyoko, hair covering her face, revealed a slight grin. In his state of obliviousness, Yoshi finally said, "Would you like to sleep with me tonight?" and invited her back to his apartment. Miyoko nodded. If you made it this far, you're one of us now. Like, share, subscribe, fuel this nightmare, and return next week for your dose of dread. As they reached Yoshi's apartment, Yoshi opened his door and invited her in. She hesitated only to ask for the restroom. He showed her the way and waited in the living room, his heart racing, thinking she was the one and he had finally found love. Minutes passed. Yoshi called her name. There was no reply. Worried, he crept to the closed bathroom door. "Are you okay?" he whispered, gently pushing it open, when suddenly the mirror shattered, the lights flickered and died, a guttural growl behind him. Yoshi took the courage to turn his head slowly. And to his surprise, Miyoko, who had been gone a few minutes earlier, was standing still in the dark room. Unable to grasp the reality of the situation, fear overtook him, paralyzing his body. Cold sweat dripped down his face, and he trembled as he watched her in terror, waiting for his imminent demise. In the dark, shadowy room, the figure of Miyoko, holding a knife, tilted her head and smiled at him as her white teeth shone through the darkness. Her eyes were glowing red. "Do you think I'm beautiful?" she asked, her voice low, almost teasing. A sudden crack of thunder shook the windows and her reflection fell silent. He blinked, spun around, and there she was, inches from his face. Her smile stretched impossibly wide, the seams of flesh slicing from ear to ear. Her lips peeled back in a grotesque grin that gleamed brighter in the dark. She asked again, "Do you think I'm beautiful?" Eyes wide open, face turning pale. "Yes," Yoshi said. The echo of Yoshi's pounding heart. Thunder covered the sound of screams. Silence swallowed the room. And the night remained a mystery only to those who dared to imagine otherwise. In a world obsessed with appearances, we often forget that beauty can mask the darkest truths. Not everything that glows is gold, and not every smile is sincere.